Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to talk about optimization problems and also we'll talk about greedy algorithms. We know that many of our problems can be represented using a graph. So our now objective is to find out that how we can find the optimal solution of these problems. Let's start. Let us first understand what is optimization problem. So when we say optimization, it refers to either minimizing our objective or maximizing our objective. So when we say we are working on some problem, definitely we have some objective function that we actually want to achieve. Sometimes we want to minimize that objective function. So generally when we talk about the objective functions or the problem that associates with the cost or with the which associate with the budget, so we are always looking for the best solution with the minimum budget. So we need to find out that what are the different possibilities are available, so that with the minimum budget we can get the maximum benefit or the maximum output. So here our objective is to minimize the total cost to get our solution or to get the output. Secondly is maximizing the objective function. So in this optimization, our objective is to maximize the objective function value. For example, if we are looking for getting the benefits, so our final objective is to enhance the benefit or to get the most profitable output. So in that case, we'll look to the all the possible options to get the optimal benefit or to the maximum benefit. Now, to get the optimal solution, one strategy is we must be aware about all the possible approaches or the methods to reach to the solution, and also we must be known that what is the cost of each approach. Then only you can analyze all the possible approaches and figure out which is best for you, and you can say that I can get the optimal solution by using so and so approach. But this is only possible when you are in a position to analyze the cost of all possible approaches which is available to you. The second uh, strategy for getting the optimal solution is you keep on moving step by step towards your goal, towards your output, and at each step you are doing analyzing all the available options at that steps, and you are trying to keep the cost minimum at each step so that the final cost will be minimum. So these are the two different approaches to get the optimization problem. But we have certain algorithms which works on the defined strategy. Some algorithms are actually exploring all the possible approaches and analyzing their cost to get the final output, and some algorithm only do this analysis step by step when they keep on moving from one stage to second stage and to third stage to get the final outcome. So we'll see that how these strategies can be used, and is it possible to get the optimal solution by using these strategy in all kind of problem that we have to identify and to also analyze. So some optimization problem can be easily solved exactly by the greedy algorithms. So here we will see in the next slide that what is greedy algorithm. Some problems can be directly solved using a greedy algorithm. Means you can apply the greedy method and you get the optimal solution. In general, when we talk about greedy algorithms does not guarantee an optimal solution, even they does not guarantee the solution. It means that when you use this strategy of greedy algorithms to solve any problem, you may not get optimal solution or even you may not get solution. But we have certain categories of problem which can be solved by the greedy methods, and it will also guarantee you to give you the best or optimal solution. Now, what are these problems? The problems like finding the minimum cost of connecting the all vertices, or you call it as a minimum spanning tree. So in the upcoming classes, we are going to talk in detail minimum spanning tree. So we have two very popular algorithms for finding the minimum spanning tree. One is called Prim's method and other is called Kruskal method. Now both these algorithms are based on greedy method, and it will give you the best solution or the optimal solution. There is another problem called shortest path between the two vertices. So if you are interested to find out the minimum distance between the two location or the two positions, then also we can use greedy method and it will give you the best solution. Now keep in mind that one kind of strategy is not good for solving all problems. So for example, like greedy method, I said greedy method is good for some of the problems and can be very bad for other problems. So you have to always keep in mind that what is the nature of the problem and what kind of strategy you are using. You need to analyze it properly. So let us talk about greedy algorithms. Greedy algorithm is a very simple approach, as we have discussed that greedy algorithm is not always good for all kind of problems, but in some categories, in some set of problems, this is very good and it will always give you the optimal solution. The strategy is very straightforward, making choice in sequence such that each individual choice is best. Now greedy algorithms is applicable in a scenario where you are not aware about the all possible approaches and you are not actually aware about all the possible stages that you have to undergo to reach to the solution. You are working in stages and only moving to the next stage you will decide that what to do. So if this is a scenario of your problem, then greedy algorithm can be applied. Now what this algorithm or the strategy does, at every stage you need to look to the possible options that is there at that stage, and then you have to select the option which is of minimum cost. So when you say minimum cost, means it can be in terms of distance, in terms of time, means that will be a less costly. Minimum cost means that is not too expensive to evaluate. Once choice is made, it cannot be undone. So with all the possible options available to you, you have to find which is actually minimum to you or less costly to you. But once you have finalized any choice, once you have identified that what actually step you're going to take, you are not allowed to undone. So backtracking is not possible in this approach. This is one disadvantage or limitation, you can say, with the greedy method. But this is the approach. Make progress by choosing an action such that incurs a minimum short-term cost in a hope that lot of a small short-term cost will add up to a small overall cost. So as I said, the strategy is very simple. We keep on moving to stage by stage to reach to the final solution, and in each stage we are actually looking for the minimum cost that will be very simple to evaluate. And the assumption of this strategy is, if you are doing your jobs into stages, and if in every stage you are paying a minimum cost, that means as a whole you are paying the minimum cost for the whole problem. This is what this algorithm assumes. But in the real life, we have some problems where the initial cost may be more and the later cost will be easy, because the cost is not uniformly distributed. Sometimes you have to pay a higher cost at one stage, and in the later stage you will be paying a less cost, and as a whole your total cost will be less. But for those kind of problem, this greedy approach will not be good. So in the upcoming lectures we may discuss different kind of problems, and you will be able to analyze that which is a good fit for greedy algorithms and which kind of problem is not good for greedy algorithms or greedy approach. So what are the possible drawback we have find? The possible drawback we have find with this approach is that once you have made any decision, once you move to the next stage, you are not allowed to move to the back stage, and there is a possibility that after moving to the stage 2, you may not find to move further. You may got stuck and you may feel that there is no solution exist, but solution may exist. So this is one drawback with the greedy algorithm. But we have categories of problem where greedy algorithms works very fine. So we'll see one by one what are these categories. So minimum spanning tree is a spanning tree which has a minimum value among all the spanning trees. Now what is spanning trees? A spanning tree is basically a constituent of any graph. It's basically a subgraph that contains all the vertices and is a tree. So if a graph is given to you, for example, this is one graph given to you. If I want to make a spanning tree of that, so this is one spanning tree is possible which connects all the vertices. The other possible spanning tree is this. The other possible spanning tree is this. So there are many possible spanning trees are there. Now, to find the minimum spanning tree, the greedy approach is perfectly applicable, and we will apply the greedy approach, greedy algorithms, and we will see that we are able to get the optimal solution.